All right, good afternoon. Welcome back here to Trader Minute. Great to have you aboard. We have our first signal here since the 4th of March. It has been the longest signalless streak for the challenge algorithm since we built it. And so it's a long period of time here. We had more than we had the right pace of signals in January, February. But with the market going a little more haywire here in March, have not had signals, which is the way it's built to be. But overall, we do have a signal coming in here today. And it's UPS, and this is a stock that sold off with the rest of the market, everything else. He's had this little bit of uptick and down, up, and now getting a little down here on it, and is triggering to the bearish side here today. And I went out. I said, I want to trade this. I want to get in. I want to play it. And then I got to the options, and there are some options out there that are playable in various stocks, an FCX, Micron, Bank of America, plenty of playability there with them. But take a look at UPS and these put options. These are the monthlies. I know they're only 17 days away, but these are the monthlies. And 294 bid, 480 ask. It just not realistic to be able to get into, to have other people follow me into it. We're going to be paying a heavy premium in, heavy premium out, and the spread will contract and shrink over time. But what will happen is, even if we're right and the stock goes down, and the stock goes down pretty big, the spreads are going to open up more, and we're going to be sitting here with a spread, a real tough time getting out of the position overall. I did look at the May. They're out here 45, paying a lot more in terms of implied volatility for them, and the spreads are just not very good. I mean, you go 490 to 675. Occasionally they collapse for a second or two, and I've been watching them. They collapse for just a little bit, and then they expand. Just not tradable. So I'm not going to get into UPS here, this afternoon, unfortunately, because of the way the options are. But do have a new signal here. Now we have a few more crossovers going on. We have AT&T with a downside crossover, but high consolidation risk on it. We have FCX with an upside crossover, but high consolidation. You can see still trading below the 20-day moving average. I thought it had a chance to trigger, but hasn't. EOG, this is one I mentioned this morning, had a shot to trigger, but just hasn't. Walmart had a shot to trigger, and I'm kind of surprised it hasn't triggered. It does have the crossover, but the consolidation risk on it is very high. I expected it to be a lot lower based on just the visual of what I see, but is not a signal there. The options on Walmart are tradable. They're decent. They're not ridiculous the way that UPS is. They're not the best options, but could have definitely made that work if we had a signal. Maybe we'll get a signal on it tomorrow. We'll see. But anyway, that's where the challenge is. New signal, but nothing to go out and play here just yet. Let me pull up the scan so you can see what else is on them. Ford is on it, AT&T, UPS. MGM was on the list earlier today, but has rebounded off of its low just a little bit, but would not be a signal either way. And then the bearish side, UPS is on this, or excuse me, the bullish side, my apologies. The bullish side here, we have FCX on this, Walgreens and Walmart. And, Walmart options, fine, but you take a look at Walgreens, and Walgreens isn't a trigger, but the options on it are similar to UPS and just untradeable the way they sit at the moment. So, with UPS, I'm not going to say that I can't get in. I'm going to, invoke rule number 11. When the new new signal's triggered and the option is more than 10% the norm, I have the option to wait 2 sessions to trade it. So, in the next 2 sessions, if we see, UPS options magically settle down, then I will definitely look to go and get into those puts. As far as the market goes today, just not a lot to it. End of the month. It's just one of those. I don't read a lot into the price action at all. It's very flat price action compared to what the market has been, and it's nothing that is triggering anything bearish, and it's nothing that's confirming anything bullish, here for it. And so just not a lot to really read from it unless you're just kind of micro-analyzing, which in this type of market doesn't, really make a lot of sense. We still have a little bit of ways to go up to get a full retracement, in play. But we are now in the retracement area. So to see, a turnabout and retest of some lows, come in with this area, would not be a big surprise. You've probably picked up on where I stand in terms of, my expectation. I do expect to see another big dip in the market, but I'm not playing it yet. I have not been able to, look and say, well, I like this, I like that. I've mentioned I want to play with some SPY put spreads, but, just have not had the trigger to go and get in here just yet. And to make that play even personally here. So we do see the volumes really starting to taper off. Today is the end of the month, so we tend to have a little bit higher volume. But even with that said, we're not dealing with any of the volumes we saw last week, and so we'll see. We'll see how it plays on out. Tomorrow we'll probably hit 1 million. Coronavirus victims or people that have contracted the virus that have been tested and confirmed. Will that matter to the market? Probably not. The market's beyond some of those headlines right now. It's really just trying to figure out, okay, when are things going to get back to normal? And, if normal is going to get pushed off even further, then, the market's going to sell. And if normal is going to come back here in the next month and a half, the market has a long way to rise, a very long way to rise. And, we've kind of talked about, my expectations there with that. But, with the depth and the magnitude of the sell-off in the market, it would not be normal to see just a straight-up action right off the low. But, the recipe and the money is in place for that to be, a possibility. But overall, I do expect another leg lower. But when it comes to the challenge, that doesn't really matter. It's, hey, signal, options good, great, go. And, manage it with the ATR method, and I'll continue to look to do that, okay? I was asked this weekend about about the lack of trades here and what was my plan for the challenge and all of that, right? And it's one where I talked about it a little bit a few weeks ago that, if there's an extended period of time where, we just don't have any signal or something to really trade, I will extend the challenge out a month and, and trade, an extra month here with it. Especially if we're on a roll and going. We only need 1 or 2 decent trades to put us up over that 10K mark, and would be nice to be trading above that mark as, we do see some market rebound, or if we do see some market rebound. But, that'll all be, played by ear. I don't have anything, set in stone here with it. But, I'm not adverse at all to adding another 30 days here to the challenge and going from there. There isn't a hard, fast set. Hey, you know what? It has to end this day. And, given everything that's going on in the historic nature of what's going on, I will, certainly take that into account and look to stay, with this challenge as long as we can, keep pushing her in a good spot. All right. Thanks for hopping on. Have yourselves a great evening, and we'll talk to you tomorrow morning. Take care.